Hi there, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and on this channel I'm attempting to cash budget my way out of debt, fix several years of financial misbehaviour, and most recently this week I've been experimenting and uploading some organisational planning and decluttering videos, which I know has granted me a few new subscribers. So hello and welcome to the channel. If you weren't aware and you are new here, I'm predominantly a budgeting debt payoff savings channel, but a large part of the organising and decluttering that I've been doing has been driven by financial reasons, and that is because I am now a fully qualified, fully trained-ish DT, design technology teacher within the UK. I have 2 more years of early careers training to complete, but I am otherwise ready to go. And that therefore means that I have no income for July and August until I start my full-time role in September. So there is a need to destash and organise. I've had 10 months of really intense training. There's been a lot that's been going on in my personal life, and if you want to watch back on those videos to find out exactly where things kind of took over and affected things both financially and personally and with regards to my time, go back and watch those videos. December and January were active in more ways than one. Long-term viewers will be fully aware, yes, Bowie is still costing me an awful lot of money, and Bowie is the beautiful little white cat that you will have seen in my organising videos. So, I need to be able to make sure I pay my bills, and I need to do that for 2 months. And ideally, I'd also like to build up some savings, and I really should resume my debt payoff at some point because I had to pause that from March because, again, the aforementioned cat started costing me a lot more money. Go back and watch those videos. Like I said, November, December, January, if you want to know how and why. And equally as well, I'd like to make sure that I've got everything I need ready to go, both if I need to purchase it or make it up for my teaching career in September. And because I've had a really busy 10 months, I've not really been organising, and my house is a state of chaos, which if you haven't seen already, where have you been? Is it not clear already in the organising and decluttering videos that I've got a bit of a cluttered mess problem that I'm trying to fix? Yeah. That's what 10 months of intense training does when you live alone and you are solely responsible for absolutely everything. Some things slide, and I have certainly let those things slide. So this was going to be a budgeting video. It was going to be a July budget video. I've got a little bit of a backlog of those that I need to film and release, and predominantly as a budgeting channel it's kind of like, well, Nicole, what's really going on? Where's it? Show me the money, Nicole. What's going on? What's going on is I've decided to completely rework my July budget a week into the month, in acknowledgement of the fact that I've got a 2-month period where I'm going to have lots of things trickling in. I do start a seasonal contract at my local garage, which pays £12 an hour, and I will pick up shifts as and when I can just to get something a bit stable. I have a dormant business which I am relaunching hopefully within the next week or so, which very much has kind of necessitated the need to get organised and get things cleared in terms of my space. And I have an awful lot of clutter and crap, quite frankly, that, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and it is no longer my treasure, so therefore it needs to be someone else's. I will be doing a series of car boot sales, and while I do have places to store the things that I, may not sell from one week to the next, at the minute those places are quite unorganised, hence the unorganising and decluttering. I understand that sometimes time, is more precious than money, but I now have an abundance of time and a shortage of money. So, therefore, I will not be purchasing a skip or a dumpster and throwing things in unnecessarily. I will absolutely be pawning my stuff off in terms of giving it to a car boot and going, take my stuff for 50p, because every 50p counts. And I will absolutely be selling things on Vinted, and I will be listing them down and listing my Vinted link. And if you have indeed purchased from my Vinted, thank you so much. I will be getting those parcelled up and sent out this weekend. And if you have sent me a message on Vinted, I will do my best to respond, because hey, I am sitting on things that could earn me money, and I have bills that need to be paid, and I have an extensive to-do list. So today we are bringing things back to the to-do list. This is my focus. This is my attempt to keep myself accountable, which is why I am, putting pictures of my extremely messy downstairs and my extremely cluttered downstairs and the current state of chaos that's out there. Because if I, quite frankly, don't film it, don't release it. I won't feel the overriding amount of shame that I'm currently feeling at the state of how I have managed to let certainly my house get to. So you know, and don't get me wrong, it's not awful, but it's certainly not a state that I'm comfortable being in. So it is definitely time to address that. And note to self, if you are a new subscriber, I don't mind comments. I don't mind spicy comments in my comments, but be prepared for a spicy response back. I've had a couple, which, you know, it's fine. You can be spicy, but just make sure you can handle the spice back, okay? I generally have a really tolerant, wonderful community of subscribers, and the budgeting community is really, really lovely and supportive. So if you're not a member of the budgeting community, but you are a member of the organising and the decluttering community, just be aware coming in that sometimes how we write things, it may not come across as the way you maybe intend. So therefore you need to be prepared to take that back. And I'm saying that because I've had a few new comments recently. Some of them I have had to delete because they have been so utterly outrageous. So there we go, guys. Okay, are we all ready? Wonderful. Now that we can all act like adults, I'm going to proceed and I'm going to show you my to-do list for July and August. And again, hopefully, like if, you know, in a week's time, you're like, Nicole, how are you getting on with that to-do list? Why haven't you shown us? You can point that out to me. That's a comment I really want to see. If I sound spicy, I have been up since 5 a.m. yesterday. Did I do an all-night election watch-along? Yes, I did. Have I gone to sleep at all? No. Do I really want to be dealing with comments from, I'm sure, people who are adults who don't act like adults? No. But anyway, let's resume. Okay, this is the to-do list for July and August. And I'm taking you through this because it needs to happen. Car boot clear out. I will be doing a series of rolling car boots. I might not go every Sunday. I might go every other Sunday. And I have safeguarded a float and the fee to kind of get into that. And we will do that in a separate video because I actually need to count out the float and do that before Sunday. I need to massively reorganise my filing. One thing that has become clear is that the dump bin or the dump tray of opened letter, read, file away later has grown because I've not really filed any paperwork for like 8 months, and additionally I need to find paperwork in terms of certificates and proof of identity documents and things for both the garage job and also my teaching next year, from September. So I need to reorganise my filing into a bit more of a sorted situation. I need to deep clean the house. I can only deep clean the house once I have decluttered and organised. I tend to do like a really proper intense deep clean on top of a general tidy kind of every couple of months or so. So that is due. I do need to set up my July and August budgets and financial plans because I'm reevaluating and I'm changing them. I need to apply for master's funding because on top of everything else I have been accepted onto a Masters of Education online course that I need to apply for student loan funding for, and that will also provide a temporary boost to my income again for another year, similar in the way that the PGCE student loan income has temporarily boosted my income for this year so far. Sorting out my teaching kit, equipment and resources for September. You've seen a lot of that if you've been watching my organising videos scattered around. And now that I know that I don't have a classroom to myself, that is going to make organising that a little bit easier. I was definitely waiting on that information before I committed to this is going to go here and this is where I'm going to store this and this is what I can take in and what I can't. So now that information is in, that is wonderful. Lesson planning. I have my induction in my new school on Monday, and I will be getting a timetable that is pretty much set. I will find out. I know I have a tutor group, and hopefully as well I'll get a more detailed list of the projects and lessons that the department run that I'm expected to teach, what shared resources are there and what resources do I want to bring to the table, etc. Selling out on Vinted, and this is very much selling my personal things, a bit like you've seen me kind of photograph and organise and do, because I have, and we're going to do this and go through this, I'm sure this will pop up in an organising video. I have stock which I had pre-cut for a previous business that I used to run, and in its cut value, in terms of the fabric is cut out, ready to be sewn up, it has a 0 value. And so therefore I've got 4 storage tubs of those. They're currently sitting in the conservatory that I can definitely finish off and get that sold, and then I can use the remaining fabric and stock that I am keeping to make more stock, and that's also going to use through those supplies, and get that kind of up and running, hopefully to tick along in the background throughout this year. It is the time as well where I start to think about homemade Christmas. This is something I do every year, and I tend to look at the resources I have. What am I going to do? Am I going to home make some cards? Am I going to do anything like this? What do I need? And I like to get that done nice and early in advance of September. I am an early Christmas shopper, and I like knowing that I don't have to stress or think about that come November. I like being all done. My teacher planner, which is the one treat that I have gotten myself this month, and I wanted to know that I had passed and had my graduation ceremony before I ordered this. I did order myself a teacher planner. I know some schools do provide them. I don't have a guarantee of that, and I wanted to get up ready to go, and because of the way I process certain information, the joy of being a neurodivergent budgeter, I do need something which I can kind of build and work on. So I have gone down a more bespoke route. Within that as well, I kind of need to monitor and create a schedule. So the shifts, once I get them, once I'm on the rota, I need to schedule in downtime, and this is something I really struggle with, so much so that I've had to put a little line in here saying don't avoid this. I've got 7 weeks essentially before I start teaching, and I wanted to hit the ground running. I graduated a week ago today. I finished a week ago today. I gave myself the Saturday and the Sunday off, having released only 2 videos in June, and that is because I burnt out and nearly flatlined in terms of how much I had left in me. It wasn't good, and it just became a case of just get my head down and just get through this final crucial month. And I did it, and unfortunately, the channel and my subscribers suffered as a result, because I'd gone from inconsistent to consistent to non-existent content, and that's not fair. When the whole point of a channel like this is to kind of be accountable and have people on the journey with you. If there is nothing there, I know I certainly wouldn't want to remain engaged with a channel that was as inconsistent as mine has been over the past, certainly 3 or 4 months. So I have hit the ground running, and I've hit the ground running on the organising, because, on the face of it, as of, Monday this week, 8 weeks. Oh, brilliant, 8 weeks. That's more than enough time, but I know what I'm like, and I will maybe sit and chill out a few more days than I should do. And before I know it, it's 4 weeks, and I've not organised my resources, and I haven't done the deep clean, and I've been sitting on, playing around with like a little bit of Vinted here or there. And actually, I would much rather pace myself. This is a marathon, not a sprint, over the next 7 weeks. But I do need to schedule in the downtime, and if I need to take a day off, just take a day off without feeling guilty about doing that. How's that going to work? If I have a shift that ends in the afternoon, am I going to come back and do some organising, or am I going to do some sewing instead? Am I best off having a whole kind of 2-day block where I bash out a load of like products? How's that going to work? I don't know how many shifts I'm going to get. I might get 8 hours or 40 hours, who knows. Same for resources. What are they going to be? How am I going to get them? When am I going to organise them, etc.? And then the organising of the house itself. And a lot of the organising might be weather dependent. It might be there's no rain and it's the afternoon and I can get out into my garage, or I can get a load of laundry sorted. Like, that may be something quite interesting to work through. I do need to catch up on filming. I have got a bit of a backlog in terms of a May budget reconciliation, a June budget reconciliation, what my savings challenge is going to look like going forward, etc. And therefore kind of in line with that, stocking up on thumbnails, video stock, social media posts, etc. Just where if actually I have a period where I can't get something filmed or released, I've got something there ready to go, just to keep that consistent. At the minute, I've managed to do, with the exception of Monday, because I started on Tuesday, a video every single day. That may not be the case, for 2 weeks' time. So how do I combat that, and how do I keep things consistent? I I do want to vary up the content that I'm offering on the channel. A lot of what I've struggled with this year is that actually where I have been tired or I have overworked myself or I've had a really intense workload, then sitting down knowing that I need to reconcile my budget or do an update, I haven't had it in me and I've just wanted to melt into the sofa, and therefore that has caused a delay. Then it's feeling guilty because I've not done that, and taking the time to reconcile is maybe taking longer because I've left it longer. Then it's knowing that I don't have a window of time to film a video that needs, can fully explain what's gone on in a budget this week or this month or a plan. So I do like, the organising and the planning and things like that just helps. And it also does work, kind of go side by side with the budgeting side of it. And if I can work out how to get that rig kind of set up and working, maybe this is what I'm making, this is the journey of the product, this is what I'm selling it for, this is how I'm selling it, this is maybe something like that. We'll see. I'm going to play around with some ideas, but that's going to be kind of auxiliary to this. Just a little bit of housekeeping. I am going to go live tomorrow, so Saturday early evening. I check out a link. That link will be, once I decide on a time, that link will be coming up within the next few hours of you seeing the release of this video, so you are more than welcome to join me. They're really casual. I never really go in, there's no script. So if you're joining me for a live for the first time, or you're thinking maybe you want to spend your night hanging out with my talking hands and maybe my cat, there's never a plan, there's never a script. We have had whole episodes where we've chatted to a subscriber, a member of the budgeting community, about how awful her partner was for dumping her by text, and that derailed a whole conversation. We have talked about and admired my cat. We have discussed like different industries and how working in the arts industry, for example, how does that look like in terms of a set income versus not, challenges around kind of teacher training and what that journey has looked like. It's very much bring a beverage of your choice, turn up, chat, don't chat, lurk, don't lurk, and I go for kind of an hour or an hour and a half, and if you let me just go, I can just talk until the cows come home. So it's been a while since I've done a live. I do want to kind of get back to kind of a once a month live, or certainly set up a once a month live. No guarantees as to when, but do you know what, let's celebrate me passing teacher training and getting the masters, or getting accepted onto a masters and passing the postgrad, the PGCE, and what does that look like, and how are things going, and how's the cat. So you are more than welcome to join me tomorrow for a really chilled out Saturday night, low free, basically social thing on live. So I do hope to see as many of you there as possible. There's probably going to be a kind of, because the car boot is approaching, I have filled the car. There is a gap, there is a space in the car for more things to be filled, so you'll see that. And I'm also running out of steam now. These videos tend to be about 20-25 minutes long, so because like we've just established, I can talk, and sometimes I just have to address silly people in the comments. I've lost my train of thought completely. So on that note, I'm going to close it out here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you if you're a new subscriber. Welcome aboard to the absolute chaos train that is this channel. I am a set of talking hands. I don't show my face. I don't really reveal where I am geographically. I live in England. I live in a part of England that is quite rural, and I do that because I just feel like as a teacher and as someone who has previously worked in the arts, where if you dig enough you can find me and find my professional portfolio that has no relation to what I do here, that actually I'd like to keep some things anonymous and some things private. So yeah, there we go, particularly when we're talking about like money and stuff. So on that note, I am going to love you and leave you. I hope you have a fantastic week, either budgeting, organising, planning, or just chilling wherever you are in the world. To all of the current teachers who are still teaching for another 2 or so weeks, hang on in there. I will be joining you next year on the on the July finish, not the June finish. I'm taking advantage of it while I can. yeah, I hope to see you all for the live tomorrow. Thank you so much for your engagement and support on the videos this week. It's been wonderful to see it and experience it. Even the people who think they want to be spicy in the comments and really can't take it when I'm spicy back. Love you all lots. Bye bye for now.